Okay, so now we were asked just for a quick presentation of you guys. Just show like raise the pictures and we're gonna show also here, and just states the important facts about this animal.
Just stand up and.
Okay. This one was one that was not shown. It is here. Wait, that's shown. This plant.
Yeah, we have the bulb of the projector.
Yeah.
It's not working well properly, so.
It's really dark, so we can't show you both.
So the popular name of this plant is the Bromelia vermelha, which is in Portuguese, and then this is a scientific name, and it is important because it's like house for many animals, like spiders.
It's a habitat.
It's their habitat. If you look inside, you can not only find water stored in it, but also like it's a habitat for spiders, for frogs, for lizards, for many animals. So when we went to this park, we had to be careful with these plants because we couldn't look straight inside of them because there might be animals living inside them. So provided housing for lots of animals.
Okay, who got this one?
I did.
Both of you can stand up and say just a brief explanation.
Why you guys picked each other, why did you think it connected, and what the plant is for, and the colors and stuff.
Oh my god, okay. I can't really read.
Oh.
Well, it says it's an aquatic plant. It's carnivorous. It's a medium-sized suspended aquatic carnivorous plant. Catches bacteria, and it belongs to the plant family. It's like some sort of family, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you think it matched the picture?
Well,
It's an aquatic plant,
yeah.
so that was the first attraction. And this plant is in water.
Yeah.
And it is correct. And we're gonna talk. This one is a special one. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this one later as our presentation goes. So, thank you. Next one.
This one? Anyone got this one?
So, Stay, why you picked each other and kind of just a short summary of what it's about.
We got the guava berry or the campuí, and it's a small tree and it bears fruits that are small and red.
As you can see here.
Yeah, it's obvious.
And like the plants for this tree, you also can find in many teas. It's in many teas that they use in Bahia, Salvador. It's a special kind of plant just in this region.
Anyone got this?
Oh, yeah. And so we picked each other because like one of the popular names for ours was Velocia Sea, and it's like similar to the name.
Yes, and there's the name. That was like the first thing we looked at.
And it says that the plant has like a resin that helps it self-combust, so then pollen can spread. Seeds can be spread.
Yes, that's also important one that we're going to talk more about
Like.
later in the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's what you mean.
So we went together with the name.
Yeah, the name is, it has here Icaco and there's Icaro, so we compared like the popular name with the scientific name. And also like it says that it's a plant and that provides eatable fruits, so kind of like by the name and by the fruits that it contains and we get that.
Okay, since no one had this one, I'm going to talk about this one. So this is the Epinendrum deniculum. So this plant is pink in color and it can like withstand a ton of different climates, which is why it's very useful to the environment because it can withstand really cold or really warm. And it can be found in like hot lowlands, woodland, and mountain areas. What do they do?
This one?
That's us. So popular name is King George serendipity. Looks like it might be an orchid. Scientific name Orchida mariposa, and cultivated in warm to cool climates, half shade, and well-watered soil, and it's characterized by pink petals.
Correct.
Yeah. Next one. Yeah. No one got this one either, so I'm gonna talk about it. It's a frog, and it's known for being very poisonous, and it's about 20 centimeters in length. Yeah, it's actually really big. popular name is sapo de restinga or restinga frog.
How big is it?
20 centimeters.
It can grow up to 10 centimeters.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so we first mainly picked it on a name. We saw Amiga and but it also says that they, with the spots, and here in the picture it has a yellow 2 spots with black.
Yeah, you just can see.
And that it lives in soil, and it serves food host to lay eggs.
That's also correct.
This one?
Us, yeah. I got the card, I saw the owl by the water, and then it was talking about the owl.
Yeah, popular name is an owl. And they lay 6 to 12 eggs. They can grow up to 27 inches in length. Generally found in salt marshes, deserts, fields, plains, beaches. And they dig holes or they burrow in abandoned holes of other animals.
This one. So we kind of matched the names, right? Because it's Falco peregrinus and this was peregrine falcon, so kind of looks very similar. Medium-sized nighttime predator that can be found on every continent except for Antarctica. The species prefers to build their habitats in mountains or coastal areas. In South America, they're known. It's a migratory species that comes mainly from Canada. Currently, the bird is fastest animal in the world, reaching about 320 kilometers per hour or more.
Yes. So,
Let's guess for our last one. It's one of the most important ones.
So we matched together because it mentioned it was a lizard.
So this is a lizard that lives in the beach in northern Bahia and southern Serpique. It is a seed dispenser, and in addition, there's a research going on to prove that it can cure skin cancer.
and that's like one of the most important characteristics of this lizard, and it's like one of the most important species living in the area just to you right now. Okay, this, I welcome all of you to Parque das Dunas. Okay, and what is Parque das Dunas? Parque das Dunas is an ecological reserve in Bahia, and most of Bahians, they don't know about it, and we wanted to raise awareness to this place, and now we're going to explain more about the importance of this place.
So these are just some pictures of the park that we took from the countless trips we went and visited to help out, and you'll see what we've done. They're dark, so I suggest looking at that computer because of the projector, but yeah, so there's just some pictures. You can see all the sand and the plants.
Okay, so why is the park important and what it is exactly? So it's an ecological reserve that has been going on since 1995, and it works with Unidunas. Unidunas is a college that is held in the Parque das Dunas, which is a park, and it's not official, although it gives classes and gives ecological classes for especially for public schools. And it's used for scientific research. It's also used for scientific research, and it is located in Restinga's ecosystem, which is a combined area, both from coast area and the city area, and in between is the Restinga area. Okay, nice. This is the logo for the University College, yeah, Unidunas. And this is the UNESCO symbol, that the prize that they received. This park actually received a prize for having, the prize Reserva da Biosfera da Mata Atlântica, which makes him follow a lot of criteria, including ecological classes and ecological reserves and all of that, and it's from UNESCO.
Okay, why is it important? Okay, first of all, as you guys might see, where's the falcon? Right?
Yeah.
It's important for local migration. The falcon, he comes all the way from North America, and he just mates and cruises here. He nowhere else, just in this park. So if this park is endangered for some reason, then this species might be one that might die because of it. Also, it filters Salvador's salinity. So the salinity that comes from the ocean before arriving at the city will pass by the dunes and all the plants. They will filter so that they like to purify the air and like to make a better climate for Salvador. So it's very important like for the climate-wise part of Salvador. Also, it's the largest spring, lagoons, and dunes Restinga, which I explained it, is the ecosystem in an area for the country, and is especially also that it's from the whole Latin America. So it's the hugest park in this type Restinga in the ecosystem in Latin America. And it also is the center for lots of important researches, which like you too with the lizards. It helps treat skin cancer, and that was like one of the main reasons we wanted to do this project. At first, we wanted to do just with the lizards. However, as we arrived at the park and we started to meet new people doing all the researches, we decided to do something to really help make the park more sustainable.
And it was not so much out of reach from us.
And this is just a video of what we can find there.
So our problem. So we started off, when we arrived there, we looked at it, and we found out more and more information on the park. We found out that the park is in risk to be turned into a cargo airport. As you can see here, this is the airport. We can probably see it better here.
Yeah.
This is the airport all right here. As you can see the landing strips and stuff. And they're actually taking about half of it, more than half, cutting in half to imply and create a cargo airport. So we decided, how are we going to be able to save all these animals, all these plants, all these things that Salvador needs to survive and all the other ecosystems of the world need? So we come to our question. How can we support the conservation of the Sand Dunes Ecological Park? So we came across with how are we going to help the sustainability and everything, but financial support, and so many awareness and everything. But first,
so this is our logo, and so we decided that we were going to work on water conservation so that the park could find a more sustainable way of financing for reservation. And so one of the easiest things that we could do was basically install an irrigation system so that we can preserve the rainwater that falls in Bahia, because of the crazy weather, we tend to get a lot of rainfall when it rains. So we created this group, and ethos means character in Greek, and so we were inspired by that because of how we thought that the park had a lot of character.
That's cool. Okay, our project. Since we want to make the park sustainable, because the government does not support it at all. It stands because of donors, like some businessmen that go there and they donate money so that the park can be sustainable. So we divided into basic part. First, awareness, and second, like the action part, which we're gonna build things first. We started first doing clubs in school, cause our school, it lacked of like a community service group, so we started one. We organized field trips with 11th grade and 4th graders.
So basically, we started a community service club. We've had one at PASB in the past, but it kind of trickled down and didn't really ever do as much as it could. So we decided, let's reinvent this. Let's make this come alive again. So we have the Dunes Community Service Club, and Dunes stands for Don't Underestimate Nature's Ecological Services. So we have a board with updated information that's in our high school hallway with tons of information of the dunes, of all the things that we're doing and that we want to do. We have a total of 16 people in the club that they had to fill out an application, and they got approved what they think they want to do to Salvador and help Salvador out. And then we're the only community service club in our school, so we hope to get so many more people to come and help us out. And we're planning on working in school and out of school, at the dunes and other places that we want to expand more.
So here's the board. And here
Here's the
fixed
people
it.
for.
Here's a picture of us.
Okay, so we also organized a few trips to the Parque das Dunas because most of the people in our grade did not know about the existence of the Parque das Dunas. And it's a great reserve with a great diversity, and not everyone knew about it. So we organized a trip there, and we took the class there, and they tried. We did trails. The owner gave a speech talking about the importance of the park. In addition, we could also connect with biology because of how many things were there.
Because we're all taking IB bio right now.
Like the visit to the park. And then here's the speech.
That's us in
that
front of
we
the
made.
worm farm.
We're gonna talk about it.
And
You guys can see pictures. I don't know.
pictures of us in the actual place and meeting and then talking about it.
This is the trail. And in the middle of the trail, we'll stop and talk about it, what we'll see, the plants we found.
Okay, stop in these pictures. This is actually a funny fact because this tree is like one of the oldest trees in the in the park. And people say that once you hug it and you make promises to it, you will get like a boyfriend or a girlfriend in the next month or couple. And so like yeah, and so like some of the girls of our classes, you can see they started hugging the tree, and it was funny.
Did it work?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. See here, there. Stop there.
That's the carnivorous.
Here's the carnivorous
So we
plants.
could, this is Mr. Also. On the worm farm, we could connect to biology and explain.
Because like as you present it, she eats bacteria. So as you put in the hand, she will make your hand like shaky because she will start eating the bacteria off your hand. So it also make like a cleaner hand when you
It
take out.
eats the bacteria in the lake, but it cannot eat like our hand because it's too weak for us.
Okay, and the third part is the rainwater collection system. So we built an irrigation system around the worm farm. A worm farm is like a place, like a container where they put worm so that you can fertilize the soil. Because they also have like
They have compost, they have tons of other.
They have
great-
sections in their park
It's
of the
greenhouse.
composition, of worm farm, of a garden, everything to take care of each section.
And so like we started to build a water collection system in the worm farm and later we pretend to expand it. So now, as you guys can see, it was, and we also working with a new ecological roof which we don't need to put a blanket on top so that the water could be stored. We just put the roof and the water will go right to the roof. We're gonna show pictures.
We have a
of it.
video of
Yeah.
us.
And
That's the room.
yeah. Yeah, that's the roof.
That's us testing the roof to make sure it all goes down.
And then there it is.
So we collected water from the
So,
rain.
This is an image of how it was before. And then
As you can see, there's no source of water system for the worm farm. They have to go take the hose, bring the hose out, do all this work for it, and it's a lot of work, and it's very expensive for them to run the hose for that long.
Because for each section, they have to put a certain amount of water in each section. And at the end of the month, they end up wasting too much water from not even using from the rain, which they could have been using it.
And so this is what it looks after. You can see the pipe here and then it ends at
I
a,
was just looking at that part.
yeah, this one you can see. We have a little 500 liters water tank here. It collects lots of rainwater.
Yeah, so here you can see better.
Yeah.
So there's the tube that comes from the gutter and then goes down. They both have ending things and it goes down into the thing and then they can go and take the water they need and put it on it.
So our results.
Our results were actually pretty surprising, even for us. We did not expect that much, but yeah.
So ironically, the day after we implanted the irrigation system into the worm farm, it rained. So it was actually pretty good to see our project work. So we found out that from just, it was 3 hours of rainfall?
Yeah.
3 hours of rainfall, we saved a total of 150 liters. Just in our reserve, just in one little section of the park, we saved that much water.
And it was not even like intense. It was just
It
like
was just
normal
average rain. And then they estimated that with the high intensity of rainfall, that it could collect easily 100 liters per hour.
So what we found out with the owner, we talked to the owner, and what we found out was that they spent 600 reais each month only in water, which I think it was $1,200 every month only in water.
Oh, wow,
Right?
300, wait.
Dollars.
300.
1,200.
$300.
300 reais is $300, no? Or,
Oh yeah,
I think she was converting it.
I mean, it would be really nice to be.
Yeah.
$300, sorry. And it was a lot of money they could have been actually used for the preservation of the ecological reserve and taking care of the place and finding out more trails and putting awareness to people, because not many people know about this park, and I actually waste all that money only in water.
Because to be honest with you, we didn't even really have any idea about the Dunes Park, because in Salvador the dunes are a bad, scary place. And even our grade was like, oh, we don't want to go there, it's scary. But we told them, no, this is a reserve, this is safe. We had guards that came with us on the field trip. So if we could save this money, we could bring so much more propaganda to this park and have so many more people come there.
To get rid of its bad reputation.
Right. So within this project, 30% of that total amount of money will be saved. So 180 reais we calculated will be saved every month, which is going to go towards
It's an estimate.
Which is going to go towards propaganda, to like if they need to fix something for the visitors that come, so it's safer for them, like the pathways or to make it nicer and
Or
the back.
more research
Right.
for the leaders.
Because the lab could have some more stuff in it to help the college.
And this 30% is only for the worm farm. We only did and the worm farm is 4 meters squared. Okay, so how this project was, we wanted to expand. We don't want to stop it here. We wanted to continue in the future. And so because we have our group, our community service club in school, the Dunes, we wanted also the Dunes, instead of only working in school, or also working outside of school, and also connecting with the park. So we also want to expand not only to the worm farm, but also to the decomposition section, to the garden section, so we could collect more water and save more water, more money, so we can use for other things. In addition, when we talked to the owner, he said that if we had implanted everything already in the garden, in the decomposition, not only the worm farm, we'd be able to save 100% of the money that they waste on water for that park. But our objective, our goal for this project was to do only the worm farm, but we were also able to start the decomposition section. We started the decomposition section. The pipes are installed
And half the roof.
And have to it, so we
and have the roof. We only need the tank so that it can collect the water.
And so like we would like to end our presentation also if we will ask you guys to like their Facebook page and like maybe visit their sites, because by liking the Facebook page you also will bring awareness, because it will automatically go to your page as you like it and more people can see it and access the Parque das Dunas so that it could be more known around, not because their websites and their Facebook page they're seen in more than 20 different countries. So
Right. Like they have tours in German, English, Portuguese.
In French.
So if you're ever in Bahia, come by.
Yeah. And it's like it. It's
And
this
then
park
talk to
that
your
is-
friends so that they could like it too. They could know more
To
about it.
raise more awareness to save the park.
So it's not common. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
How are you gonna stop that airport?
The airport is an idea of the government and it's already in paper. They wrote it down, but it did not construct it. Still, they did not construct it. And the park has 8 million meters squared, and they wanted to destruct 6 million squared.
It's because like
It's a huge part, so we don't want that. And even though, like, 2 years from now, they were like 2015, if I'm not mistaken, right? They were planning to do another cargo airport in another city of Bahia. So why make it one now and make it another one 2 years from now, if it will just destroy so much diversity?
and also by law the airport can do that because as presented by the cards there are a lot of endemic species that are just for the area. So by law they can do that because like the lizard that's here in Cancer, it only exists in this part because it can't migrate to other.
They tried already.
They tried already to put the lizard to another place, but they won't just survive in another ecosystem. So this needs to be preserved. So by law, the airport can't expand. However, if they just leave the park there, then the airport can expand because there will be no one taking care of the area. So they will not have a way to control it.
In addition, the park does not receive any financial support from the government. So because if the government is helping the park, then they will say, well, I help you, I can do whatever I want, I give
So
you
then
money.
they can take a part, like a small part of it, but it still will affect the ecosystem.
That's why the park is not sustainable, like financially sustainable, because it does not have enough money to be able to care about everything, because it also does not want to receive money from the government.
So is it technically unowned property, or is it government?
No,
property?
it is owned like privately.
It's private.
It's privately owned.
Yeah,
But
there's an owner and
Like
Like
if
his
they
family
can't,
or
if they don't have the financial support,
I see.
they can continue with their project and so everything will be.
But according to the Brazilian law, if the city hall want to do any type of construction that would benefit the whole city,
Yeah, that
they can take out a part
they
of the
can
city
do
and
it.
pay for that part, but we don't want to destruct that part because it's really diverse.
It's important.
But since there are very important species in the park, did you guys try or will try to go to City Hall or the government to see if they can help with funding?
Yeah, that's another step of our project. With the Dunes Group, we're not only working we are working other projects, ecological projects. However, this is also like a focus of us, of ours, that we want to go to like maybe the City Hall, and that's like part of our awareness campaign because we want to expand it and maybe talk to the
More people knowing,
because
then
more people that know
the
what's
less
out,
probably.
want to help us to save it.
And we don't want to go there to ask for money because we don't want money from the government.
How did you raise your money for constructing?
we raised our money through bake sales at school.
And also from the community.